Before I begin my words, I just want to say a word of thanks to the choir, the amazing ensemble. What beautiful music to lift our spirits this evening. And thank you also to Elisa, Diane, and Kelly by video. And thank you to all of our Stephen ministers who not only planned this service, but also walk with members of our church who are going through a difficult time and are there, that's what you guys do as the Stephen ministers. You walk beside, and I give you thanks for doing that, being in the gap with those who need you. And I want to say special thanks to Diane and Ashleah who planned this service and who came up with this theme of the cups, the cup of quiet, the cup of trust, the cup of strength, and the cup of encouragement. I didn't choose this. I was assigned, I guess they thought I'd be the closer. So, I was assigned the word of encouragement. And so literally, about a little over a week ago, I went to go meet a friend for lunch. And this friend is often late whenever we meet for lunch. He's just a busy guy. And so I took a pad of paper with me knowing I'd have a few minutes to sit and think as I sat in the booth. And so I set the pad of paper in front of me. I had a pen. I wrote the word encouragement at the top. And I was just thinking, what do I want to say about encouragement? What do I have to say about encouragement? I had a few thoughts kind of rolling around my head, but I didn't write anything else down except the word encouragement. And then my friend arrived. And anyway, we had lunch together, and then the plates were taken away. And then the two of us, he over some coffee and me over a cup of Coke, we stayed for about 2 hours and kept talking. He's a pastor, and so he and I kind of share a certain knowledge and understanding of the challenges, the problems we each face. And we just talked about what was going on in our lives and our families, but mostly about our churches and some of the challenges and problems. And we just, encouraged each other. And that was, after 2 hours, we got up. We wished each other a Merry Christmas, gave each other a hug, and then we went our separate ways. And in some ways, nothing else changed. We both went back to the same challenges and problems that we spent 2 hours kind of talking about. But when I walked out of there, I just felt different. I felt lifted, a lightness in my spirit. I felt what I had written at the top of that pad, encouraged. And so that kind of formed what I wanted to say today, which is simply that encouragement is something that we receive from one another. While I've appreciated the symbolism of the quietude and trust, there's something wrong about the solitary cup up there because the cup is meant to be shared. So I had to bring 2 coffee mugs up here to kind of emphasize that point that encouragement is something we receive from one another. The letter to the Hebrews, the verses Bob just read, it says, oh man, my eyes. I'm going to need some bifocal suit, guys. This is a new day for me. It says, let us consider, I'm there, let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds, and let us not give up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but let us encourage one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. The word encourage in Greek is parakaleo. Say that with me, parakaleo. It's a compound word. Kaleo is the word for call. It's where we get our word call, kaleo. But the word para means to come, it's a preposition. It means near or beside. So you put them together, parakaleo, encourage, means to call someone near or to draw and walk beside someone. You see, there's this understood sense of presence with another person, parakaleo. And I think, the thing for us to remember is encouragement isn't something that comes from ourselves. It's something that comes from other people. It doesn't come from a Hallmark movie or a Hallmark card, except to the extent that those things connect us to another person or another story. It doesn't even come from a good sermon, although I try to write good sermons. But really, all those things are poor substitutes to the kind of encouragement we get when we can be with someone who cares for us and with whom we feel a sense of trust, where we can open up our soul and share what's really going on in our hearts and our lives. That's the heart of encouragement. And so now we understand, it helps put in perspective. That last verse is, let us not give up the habit of meeting together, but encourage one another. Why? Because you have to come together in order to encourage. And I confess, when I read those words, so let us not give up meeting together, I thought, wow, those words were definitely written for our day and age, weren't they? During this time of the pandemic, when it's become, a habit, the convenience of isolation. It's so easy to give up meeting together. And this isn't to shame those of you who are joining us online. We're glad you're connecting with us. And frankly, when we look ahead, the weather the next few days, I'm thankful for this technology that helps us connect with those who are going to be worshiping from home and helps us even connect by Zoom with our loved ones. There's so many ways to practice connection and presence together today, but I hope, both for those of you who are here in person and for those of you who are online, I hope and pray that sometime this Christmas season, you enjoy the gift of presence, the gift of encouragement, the opportunity to sit with someone else and be loved and cared for and to share your love and care in return. Because there is something about grief or pain or loss that makes us pull back. We get tired of not knowing how to answer the question, how are you? Sounds so simple, but not an easy answer for some of us. Or we worry about being a burden on others, or we don't have the energy to be with others. But if you're feeling any of those things today, I just repeat the words that Paul said, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up on others. Don't give up meeting with others. Don't give up. Allow people to come beside you and to walk with you and to encourage you, and you do the same, because this is the heart of what it means to practice encouragement with one another. That's what we're doing this evening. Whatever you may have brought into this space, we're practicing being together and sharing together the cup of quiet and the cup of trust and the cup of strength and the cup of encouragement.